Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we aren't just breaking down a football match. We are unpacking an absolute masterclass in AI direction. We're going to look at a highly specific prompt that was designed to synthesize the ultimate hyper-realistic football broadcast, literally from scratch. It's basically a blueprint for digital tension, and we're going to deconstruct exactly how it all works.
Right out of the gate, this sets a massive, high-stakes temporal anchor. We're not just talking about some random friendly exhibition match here, no. The prompt specifically demands a July 11th quarterfinal of the FIFA World Cup in the year 2026. By anchoring the generation to a specific future World Cup quarterfinal, it instantly injects this incredible implied tension and global importance into the simulation, all before a single pixel is even rendered.
Because remember, we're deconstructing a real exercise in video direction here. The prompt purposely restricts the output to capturing just the first 10 minutes of the broadcast. That's an incredibly focused constraint when you think about it. The goal here is to create absolute gripping tension before any major spoilers or actual results occur. It's all about that initial buildup.
Okay, moving on to Section 1, setting the stage, creating the atmosphere.
So the really crucial point here is how this prompt builds the world around the players before a single ball is actually kicked. To make this simulation feel truly authentic, it demands a rich, overwhelming sensory experience. Just think about why it specifically asks for a modern stadium at night. You know, a night game naturally allows for those dazzling pre-match light shows, the stark contrast of fireworks popping against a dark sky, and those breathtaking aerial drone shots of a fully illuminated arena. It perfectly captures that staggering scale and the electric, crackling atmosphere of a World Cup night. It's basically telling the AI, make it loud, make it massive, and absolutely make it visually spectacular.
Next up, Section 2, the pre-match rituals, building the tension.
Let's look at exactly how the prompt builds human anticipation through a very specific sequence of events. This brilliantly illustrates the rapid, cinematic pacing that's required. We move flawlessly from a sweeping macro view of the entire illuminated stadium right down into the claustrophobic tension of the FIFA tunnel as the teams walk out. Then we get the pageantry of handshakes and national anthems until we finally hit 0 minutes for the referee's whistle. It is just a masterstroke in directing narrative flow.
Now, within that timeline, this specific instruction is vital. By isolating the player's emotions right before kickoff with dramatic close-ups, the prompt injects real psychological weight into the whole simulation. It ensures the AI doesn't just generate, generic digital avatars, but rather actual faces filled with relatable human anxiety, intense focus, and determination. It genuinely grounds the hyper-realistic visuals in something we can all connect with on an emotional level.
All right, Section 3. Kickoff and tactical clash, the human element.
The moment that whistle blows, the prompt demands a clash of two very distinct footballing philosophies. By directly opposing Argentina's dynamic, creative offense with Switzerland's rigorous, disciplined defense, the prompt inherently generates intense narrative friction. It's the classic unstoppable force meeting the immovable object. Skillful dribbles and overlapping runs are met head-on with tactical pressing and crisp interceptions. This guarantees that the AI generates thrilling on-pitch action and dramatic near misses without needing a single goal to actually be scored. And these required action elements, they aren't just random buzzwords. They are highly specific directives. Words like aggressive midfield battles, fast, intense passing, and spectacular saves. This exact vocabulary ensures the generated simulation is packed with relentless momentum literally from the very first second. It forces the system to render high-energy, complex athletic movements rather than, say, static or slow gameplay.
Which brings us to Section 4, the broadcast experience, technical layering.
Because capturing the physical action simply isn't enough to fool the human eye. The prompt insists on a premium sports television presentation, really heavily layering in technical broadcast elements. The illusion of reality is actually sold through these specific UI overlays and camera choices. Think about the inclusion of a spider cam swooping over the pitch, the dramatic slow-motion replays, the official FIFA-style graphics popping up on screen, and a live match clock steadily ticking from 0 to 10 minutes. These elements perfectly mimic exactly what we see on live TV. They frame the raw generated video in a package that just screams authentic broadcast. But listen, the immersion isn't just visual. The prompt brilliantly emphasizes the auditory layer, demanding a rich, complex soundscape. Notice that it specifically asks for commentator excitement, but explicitly notes no copyrighted commentary. So what does that mean? It means the broadcast relies entirely on authentic stadium ambience, the roar of the crowd, chants, the sharp blast of referee whistles, the heavy thud of the ball, to completely immerse you and make the simulation feel totally alive and organic.
All right, Section 5, the hyper-realistic aesthetic, visual polish. To guarantee this broadcast looks absolutely flawless and avoids feeling like some cheap video game, the prompt relies on a rigorous aesthetic recipe. It really proves that achieving true realism requires a meticulous attention to detail. I mean, it's not just about asking for 4K resolution, it's demanding volumetric stadium lighting, which entirely changes how shadows fall on the players. It's dictating natural grass physics, meaning the turf actually reacts to the players' cleats. It's the detailed facial expressions showing real strain and exhaustion. Every single category here is a precise instruction designed to effectively trick our brains into accepting the digital as real.
And yet, through all of this staggering detail and technical wizardry, the prompt explicitly limits the simulation's narrative. For the entire first 10 minutes, the scoreboard is locked exactly here, 0-0. It ensures no major spoilers happen. Both teams are locked in a relentless search for an early breakthrough that, by design, just never comes within the time frame of this specific prompt.
Which brings us to the core genius of this entire exercise, leaving us with a truly fascinating question. How do you capture the ultimate dramatic tension of a World Cup match without showing a single goal? As we've seen today, you do it through atmosphere, pacing, stylistic contrast, and hyper-realistic broadcast details. It leaves us with the powerful thought that absolute cinematic tension isn't always about the climax or the final score. Often, the absolute most captivating part of the story is the flawless, hyper-realistic anticipation built in those opening moments.